Stellar Crown released 4 days ago, and it's already very crazy to watch what is going on in the Pokemon card market with ups and downs, ebbs and flows, swings all over the place. It's super interesting to watch. We're not going to talk about Stellar Crown today. We'll talk about that, the price changes and things like that in this upcoming Friday's video. But I wanted to start out talking about Stellar Crown because we are giving away an entire Stellar Crown Master Set. This is the Fan Clan Master Set for Stellar Crown. Every single set release, we put together an entire Master Set. The Unlucky Collector on Instagram makes us this custom etched binder. It is top shelf, super slapping. It's really cool. It's got all the cards from Stellar Crown that you could possibly pull from a booster pack. So all the commons, all the uncommons, all the reverse holos, the holo rares, the illustration rares, the double rares, the ultra rares, the special illustration rares, the hyper. There's too many rarities. But we're gonna give this away to one of you, one lucky subscriber. So if you want to win the Fan Clan Master Set of Stellar Crown, all you have to do, it's really simple. Just hit that subscribe button down below. So scroll down, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. That's step one. Step two is go back to this video right up here. I'm going to put the thumbnail for the video right up here, and I'll link the video in the description. You're going to want to click on that video, leave a like and a comment on that video, and boom, that's it. We're going to let the random comment picker do its thing, and then come back next Friday, which is the 27th of September. That's when we're going to announce the winner at the beginning of the video. So hit that subscribe button, go back to that other video where I talk about the Stellar Crown Master Set. Leave a like and a comment on that video. Boom, you're entered. Come back Friday, September 27th. That's it. I'm done selling out for the video. I want to talk about Celebrations, which is like, why? I mean, it came out 3 years ago. Yes, it did. It is hard to believe that Celebrations came out 3 years ago, and there was one specific product that came out in Celebrations that really tilted the hype to an unheard of level, an unprecedented level, if you want to call it that. So much to the point where they have redone and changed up the way that they handle this type of product with all future releases. And yes, I am talking about the Ultra Premium Collection, which came out just under 3 years ago. It came out in October of 2021. Hard to believe we are closer to the 30th anniversary of the Pokemon TCG than the 25th anniversary. So we've only got a couple years left before we'll have like our 30th anniversary set, because the 25th anniversary set came out 3 years ago already, which is absolutely insane to think about. But it was a really cool set. It was small booster packs. If you remember, there were only 4 cards per booster pack for Celebrations. Pokemon was at an unprecedented level where the hype and the buzz that surrounded collecting the Pokemon trading card game was insane. Like, people were lining up, they were pre-ordering every single Celebrations product that they could find. Things were being scalped to high heaven. It was absolutely insane. It was not a fun time to try and hunt down Celebrations product as far as the pre-order opportunities go. But when Celebrations released, it was all over the place. I mean, Pokemon did a really good job of stocking the shelves. They brought out extra Pogs at retail stores that they would fill up with those giant Pikachu VMAX figure collections and the Pikachu V Union boxes and Elite Trainer boxes. There was a ton of it, and because of that, there was so much Celebrations available that it's taken Celebrations a much longer time to mature. It's really following the path of what we saw with Hidden Fates. Yeah, Hidden Fates started out much more expensive because the reprint came so late, but Celebrations came at a time where a lot of people opened up a lot of the set, but a lot of people also kept a lot of the set sealed, and because of that, Celebrations is actually going in the opposite direction. But one product in specific really ruined a lot of people when it came to collecting, and that was the Ultra Premium Collection, and that came out almost 3 years ago. It was $120 for the MSRP, the price tag of it, and it was rumored to be short printed right out of the gate. They had multiple different waves of it. So there was a wave that came out in October of 2021, a second wave that came out in December of 2021, and then a third wave that came out in January of 2021. But it was all limited. It was all very allocated. It was very tough to find at retail stores, and we were still at a position and in a state, a collecting state, where people were lining up at retail stores to try and get their hands on different Pokemon card products, including the Ultra Premium Collection. And yeah, a lot of people were taking advantage of the system, and they were selling it on the secondary market right away. And because of that, the Ultra Premium Collection was selling for double, triple MSRP pretty much right out of the gates, and then continued to trend upward for the next year and a half. However, the past year has not been that way. It's actually gone way in reverse. It's down almost 15%. Now I'm going to flip you around so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Here's the the Ultra Premium Collection from Celebrations, and we're going to go over how this is trending, plus look at the contents for it. Is it getting to a point right now where it actually almost makes sense to buy? You can make that decision on your own, but we're going to provide you with the data so you can make the best decision when it comes to spending your collecting dollars. But you can see in September of 2023, this Ultra Premium Collection was selling for over $400. It was market priced at $404.80. That was its one-year high, very close to its all-time high, and then started trending downward right away. You can see in December of 2023, it hit about $360 and then stayed relatively flat all the way up until April of 2024, and then dropped even more. So over the past few months, it's been trending downward even more. It hit $331.61 as a one-year low recently, which is down almost 16% from where it was in September of last year. Now it's trended back up a little bit at $338.92, but you can see still well off of where it was almost a year ago. And why is that? Well, I think a lot of people did sit on this product for quite some time expecting different returns, and that's the thing that we've always talked about when it comes to buying sealed items to store. Like, it's a very tough thing to do because you're looking at something when it comes from a liquid standpoint, a liquidity standpoint. You want to make sure something is going to sell, and this is a very high price premium item. We've had a lot of other Ultra Premium collections that either have released or are releasing, and Pokemon has done a much better job of making sure that they print those in the masses. They have printed a lot of those products, including the 151 UPC, the Charizard UPC, and I would expect the same for the Terrapagos and the Greninja UPCs, which are coming out within the next couple of months. But the Ultra Premium collection has fallen quite a bit. There was a lot of people who don't normally play around with Pokemon cards who bought a lot of these. There was a lot of them that were tucked away, and I think a lot of people were like, okay, well, I've waited long enough to try and move this thing. It's not trending upward at all. I'm just going to move it. I'm going to move off of it and get double my money off of it, which is still a great return. But at the same time, if you look at it, the quantities are just not there. They are not selling. It's not like this is selling. You might find one or two a day that are selling on TCG Player, and that's the price point is really good. And that's why it's so difficult to really spend a lot of money into sealed because you are hoping down the road 5, 10, 15 years later that there's going to be enough interest for a multitude of items if you're sitting on a lot of a specific product, and the Ultra Premium collection just not doing it right now. But the contents inside the Ultra Premium collection are still good. Here's the Metal Charizard right here. This one has trended down quite a bit over the past year. It's down almost 26%. We're at a situation now where pretty much every grading company has started taking back in these metal cards, even though they flake and they crack and things like that, especially during transit. We saw that a lot with a lot of people who were opening up the Ultra Premium collection. A lot of times they would open it up and immediately, right out of the case, right out of the packaging, the Metal Charizard, the Metal Pikachu would have slight damage on it. And then it got to the grading process, and it would get damaged even more because grading companies didn't have slabs designed to properly protect these metal cards, especially with the paint job that was on them currently. Now, CGC, PSA, BGS, I don't even know if it's for sure BGS, but these companies have made alterations and things like that to their grading slabs so that way they can properly grade and encase these metal cards. However, the Metal Charizard still not doing very great. You can see in October of 2023, it was sitting at a one-year high of about $111.58, and then the bottom fell out really quick. In March of 2024, it was already down over 20%. It had fallen down to about $84, $85, and now it's taken another step below, sitting at $82.33 currently, which is about a 26% drop over the past year. Now, quantities not moving very fast, and I think a lot of people are kind of sick of Charizard. There's been a lot of Charizards that have been out there. Yeah, this is a cool throwback to the original, the OG Charizard from the base set artwork, but it's not moving extremely fast on TCG Player, despite the fact that it's continuing to fall in price. You can see a couple weeks in there where no sales happened at all on TCG Player, and several other weeks where there's only 2 or 3 for the entire week. So Charizard continuing to trend in the downward direction. Pikachu also trending downward, but not as much. It's only down a few percentage points over the past year. You can see in October of 2023, it was sitting at that one-year high, which is right around $50. It was also selling much more frequently back then than where it is now. It did drop down fairly quickly. You can see in March of 2024, it was already down to its one-year low of $31.36. Now, it has trended upward over the past 6 months, so it's sitting at $41.50. So it's got back most of what it lost, but still down a little bit over the past year. Once we're going to look at the grading chart for these as well. If you can grade these in a 10, it's a much different ball game, much different. Here's the Pikachu V. This is one of the gold cards that you get in the set. So So there's 4 different cards that you get in the Ultra Premium Collection outside of all the booster packs, the dice, the damage counters, things like that. So this is the Pikachu V. In September of 2023, it was sitting at a 1-year high of $28.80. It dropped really fast in December of 2023. It was already down to about $23. Then it started to trickle back upwards a little bit. You can see in April of 2024, it was back up to about that $27 mark, and then it just fell. It fell apart, and now it's dropped all the way down to $21.89, which is about a 23% drop year over year, which is very, very substantial for that Pikachu V. Same thing happening with the Gold Pokeball. This is the other one that comes in the Celebrations Ultra Premium Collection. So this is the 4th and final of the cards that we're going to look at. October of 2023, this was sitting at $9.81. I do like the gold feature where the entire card is gold. Kind of throws back to the original Zekrom and Reshiram from the black and white era. It was relatively flat from December of 2023 all the way up until June of 2024, and then it really fell super quick, dropping from about $8.50, $8.75, all the way down to its 1-year low of $6.85. So it's lost about a quarter of its value over the past couple months, sitting at $6.85 currently, so about 26.5% down over the past year. Here are the booster packs that you get inside of the Celebrations Ultra Premium Collection. You get 17 of this bad boy right here. So this is the 4-card booster pack of the Celebrations set that we were talking about. The pull rates in these booster packs are absolutely fantastic, and this is the one product really from the Ultra Premium Collection that continues to trend upward, really from Celebrations in general. This is like the one that continues to keep moving and keep moving. The needle keeps moving in the upward direction. In October of 2023, this was sitting at $5.77. That was a 1-year low. That's a little bit above MSRP, but it's done a really good job over the past year as more and more breakers continue to crack packs. People who may not have been involved at the 25th anniversary still want to find these packs, still want to open up, and it's at a point right now where pull rates are still good, and people who might not want, it's not expensive enough where people who might want to open up a master set can still do so without really breaking the bank. It's up about 31.5% over the past year, which is extremely strong, sitting at $7.59 currently, which is just off of its 1-year high of $7.63. And you can see for the most part, quantities staying relatively consistent over the past year, with a slight difference in November of 2023 where we saw over 400 sell in the span of a week. For the most part, everything else is between 100 and 200 selling on a weekly basis. So the Celebrations booster packs doing extremely well. Here's the rest of what you get, and this is everything that you get. So you've got the Metal Pikachu right now selling at a market price of about $82.33. You've got the Metal Pikachu selling at a market price of about $41.50. The Pikachu V, that gold card, $21.89. You've got the Pokeball selling for $6.85, and then you've got Celebrations booster packs selling for $7.59. However, you get 17 of them. So in total, you're looking at about $129 worth of value just in the Celebrations booster packs. Now, the great thing about the Celebrations UPC is you do get other booster packs that are included as well. Unfortunately, 3 of the booster packs are relatively less desirable when it comes to the Sword and Shield generation. Darkness Ablaze, you get one of those. That one is selling for about $3.54. Outside of the Charizard VMAX, there's not really a whole lot of excitement when it comes to opening up Darkness Ablaze. Same thing with Vivid Voltage. You have that Rainbow Rare Chonkachu, and you also have a full art Pikachu V. Outside of those couple of cards, maybe a couple of full art supporters that people get interested in, but for the most part, not a ton of buzz. And because of that, it's only selling for about $3.49 as far as value goes. But you do get 3 of them. $10.47 is your total value when it comes to the Vivid Voltage booster packs. Battle Styles, again, not a whole lot of demand. Yeah, it's got the Tyranitar V alternate art in it. Yeah, it's got the Empoleon V alternate art in it. But outside of that, there's not a whole lot of demand from people cracking Battle Styles booster packs. It has still trended up a little bit. $3.65 is the value that a Battle Styles booster pack is currently selling for. You only get one of them in the Celebrations Ultra Premium Collection. And then Chilling Reign is the last one. That one has been trending upward for quite some time right now. Currently, Chilling Reign booster packs are selling for about $4.72 on TCG Player. And you get 3 of them in your Ultra Premium Collection, which is a total value of about $14.16. So in total, if you add everything up, and this isn't including like the dice, and you can even sell, I mean, technically there's value associated with everything, the container, the packaging that the Celebrations Ultra Premium Collection comes in. People have sold that before on eBay. $313.42 is what you're looking at just for the contents, as far as value goes of the content. So that's a little bit higher than what we saw before. Remember, the value of the Ultra Premium Collection, what it's selling for right now, is about $340. However, if you look at the Charizard metal card from Celebrations, there's a huge demand and a huge upcharge for it if you can get it in PSA 10. So yeah, it does move up a little bit in PSA 9. You're looking at about $134 worth of value in the PSA 9 slot. When it comes comes to PSA 10, the Metal Charizard is still commanding about $1,600. So if you do decide, I'm going to open up a Celebrations Ultra Premium Collection and just kind of take the chance, maybe grade the metal cards inside and see if I can get a little bit more value back out of it. I've always wanted one, and maybe now is the time to kind of do that as it continues to trend downward. But about $1,600 worth of value in the PSA 10 for the Charizard. Now, again, very flaky. It doesn't grade well. Very rarely do you get a PSA 10, and that's why the odds of getting a PSA 10 are so low, and the price commands such a higher price point for getting it in PSA 10. But even in PSA 9, it's about $50 above what it's selling for just ungraded and raw. So that kind of erases that deficit that we see in the contents value versus the actual value of having the Ultra Premium Collection sealed. Obviously, opening it or not opening it, that's completely up to you. Here's the metal Pikachu right here. Again, a huge premium that's set on the PSA 10. The graded PSA 9 version, about $14 above where it was in near mint raw form. And the grading cost itself is about $15 on a good day, so it doesn't really change much there. But if you do grade it and you get a PSA 10 out of it, $775 is the value differential there, is much bigger. So about $730 of value differential, $775 if you get it in a PSA 10. So that does make it much more attractive if you're looking at grading those cards inside. Now again, liquidity is a huge thing. Selling those cards is not always going to be the easiest thing in the world, and maybe you just want them for your collection, which is obviously the most important thing, especially if it speaks to you, if it's important to you. Maybe it's the time you got back into collecting Pokemon cards. Obviously, you should do what's best with your collecting dollars, and that's why we put together this kind of information, so that way you can make the best decision when it comes to spending your collection dollars. But yeah, we're about 3 years after the release of Celebrations, which is insane to think about. You can let me know in the comment section down below what you think. Every comment goes a really long way. So even if it's just, hey Fanny, thanks so much, or hey Fanny, your voice is funny, it means a lot. So hit that like button down below, leave a comment, hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. But I appreciate you guys just taking the time to watch, listen to me ramble about Pokemon. I love this stuff, and I love you guys. So thank you so much. We'll be back tomorrow with the stream, Thursday with another video. Till next time, peace.